Good afternoon, Ennis. I'm Father Julian Borda, and today we're continuing our very special series interviewing the people of St. Thomas. Today we have another very special guest, a longtime member here at the church, Abbie Griffin. Abbie, thank you so much for being here today. Abbie is a member of the vestry here at St. Thomas, and she has helped us immensely in the past couple of years in making the important decisions and keeping us on track for all that God has given us to do. So thank you for joining me here today,
Thank you
Abbie.
for having me. I'm looking forward to this talk.
It'll be great. All right, so we've got just about 6 questions for you today, and I see you've come prepared with notes.
Yes, I have my notes so that I stay on track with my responses.
Absolutely, yeah. So that shows you put a lot of good thought into it, and we're all looking forward to it. So tell me, first question, how long have you been at St. Thomas, and what brought you here?
So I've been here, I think, about 10 years, maybe a little bit longer. And Jason and I had already been living in Ennis for probably, let's say, 10 years, something like that. No, maybe a little less than that. But I had a situation with one of my in-laws, and I loved her, loved my nephew so much.
Yeah.
And it was a really difficult situation that they, basically, bad communication situation, poor communication situation, and they've since chosen to not remain in our lives. And, at the time it was such an emotional thing for me. And I was in a really difficult place with that. And so I knew I needed God, and so I looked up what churches were in the area that were Episcopal churches. And of course St. Paul's came up in Waxahachie, which I was familiar with, and we'll talk about that later.
Of course.
But then I saw that St. Thomas was here, and it's here in Ennis, and so close, and it was just awesome. So I drove by on one Sunday and to check it out.
Yeah.
And it was the same kind of little church building like what I was experienced with at St. Paul's in Waxahachie, and I just thought it was lovely. And so I came to church the following Sunday, and from the minute I came in, the people here were so welcoming and so loving, and you could just feel it. But I needed peace at that time that only God could give me.
So God, by God's grace, found
for
this
sure.
this wonderful place.
For sure.
Can you tell us about your spiritual journey? Can you tell us about how you've gotten to know God?
Yeah, it's kind of up and down.
Yeah.
Like most people.
Yeah,
right?
me too.
So I grew up in Louisiana, and I would go with my grandmother to Pentecostal churches, and my family with them to Baptist churches. In my childhood, just all the things, going to summer camps, doing vacation Bible school, Sunday school, all those things. That was pretty regular until I was probably in high school. And from high school until I was 29, almost 30 years old, I didn't go to church regularly. I was doing the young thing, living the young life, partying too much and making poor decisions, So anyway, so that is how it got started. And then I ended up living in Waxahachie. I got married to a man who I didn't realize was both verbally and physically abusive. So we were married less than a year, and I knew I had to get out of that. And I knew I needed God to help me get out of that, the strength that God could give me. And anyway, I separated from him, moved in with my sister and brother-in-law. They were living in Waxahachie at that time, and they were attending church at St. Paul's.
Yeah, I know Tom. He's great.
Yeah, and so I would go with them Sundays, to church, and Father Jerry Hill was the priest at that time. And so I was almost 30 at that point, and I had never been baptized. So I got baptized by Father Hill, and it was a point in my life where I really needed that. I needed to commit myself to God, and I can tell you, as a result of that, my life turned around. the dumb decisions and the difficult, times that I was facing for the last 15 years just kind of stopped. My career, began to grow, and my financial situation got better, and everything was positive for me, and I can say that I don't think that would have happened, had I not put God first,
The Lord was there for you at that
Yes,
time.
absolutely, and He's blessed me so much, from a whole lot, but, you really notice it whenever you start paying attention.
Indeed. A lot of hidden blessings too.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Abbie.
Exactly.
What is the greatest blessing that God has given you? And what is the
So-
greatest challenge?
Kind of, they're both the same thing, and probably everybody would probably answer this question similarly. My family,
Yeah.
my dad, my sisters, and my brothers. My mother died whenever I was a baby. I was 18 months old. And, if it hadn't been for her having a father and family that were so loving and caring, I don't know that I would have had the life that I have, So challenge, same thing, the loss of family, the absence of people that loved you or that you love, those are the challenges for sure. I mean, I've had a ton of challenge, difficult times, things like that, but, those are the things that really have shaped my life, is family and the absence of having, them in my life.
For better or worse,
Yeah.
right? And
Absolutely,
God makes Himself known in that
yeah,
family. Thank you for sharing that, Abbie.
yeah.
What does church mean to you? And what
Oh,
does St.
gosh.
Thomas mean to you?
Lots of good. Church is a place where I find peace, truly, and kind of a recentering each week, the love here, the people of this church are just incredible, and they are very welcoming, and the fellowship is just awesome. I love the service of the Episcopal Church. It's been a real blessing to be here and be part of St. Thomas. And I want to say to you, at this point, thank you. Ever since you've been with us at St. Thomas, things have improved, and gotten so much better. Our attendance here has grown. Our financial, status has gotten better. We reach out more to the community. We have more fun events and stuff here.
We do.
So, I think you've really been an incredible help for us, and so thank you.
It's my pleasure. It
We
has
all thank you.
been a great joy to be here, and it's been a great joy to have your help in all of this, because
It's fun.
I cannot do
It really is. It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of fun events, that's one of your specialties.
I love it. Growing up in Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about food and getting together and having a good time.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Nothing like our Mardi Gras is there.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Which Bible verse or words of Christian wisdom mean the most to you?
So I'm going to share three things.
Okay.
I think it's just three.
Awesome.
So, there's many Bible verses that you remember pieces or parts of, right? You hear it said or it comes to your mind when certain things occur. But one that really, really resonates with me is in Corinthians. It's let all that you do be done in love. And, I've had a lot of love in my life with my family, and they cared for me, and they were very giving. And it taught me, to be that way toward others. So I'm very thankful for that. But you also hear Christians will say, give it to God. That's something that comes to my mind so much, whenever I'm dealing with something that is difficult, or, that I don't really know what to do next with, it's give it to God and trust in God. And then another one is, if God brings you to it, God will get you through it.
It's true.
So I have had, so many things that have been a challenge, and with His love, He's got me through it. God's faithful.
He is.
He's very faithful to us. and He's there for us when we need Him. He's there for us always. So
Deliver us from evil.
yeah, exactly.
That's what He does.
Exactly.
Thank you, Abbie.
Yeah.
All right, finally, last question. Tell us either a fun St. Thomas story or a ministry that you love being a part of here.
I'll talk about both.
Right.
Again, again, I love food.
Yep, me too.
I do. I love to eat. I love
That's
good
right.
food. And we have so many events here, that bring us together where there's delicious food. The potlucks, the fish fries, the Mardi Gras celebration, our wine nights, which we have another one coming up.
I
on
can't
September
wait.
20th,
Yeah.
So everybody get ready. I'll be trying to help organize that again. And I love a party. I love getting people together. Like I said, I love good food. So to me, that's where we have so much fun here. Is in those settings where we can all, learn more about each other, talk, laugh, enjoy, good food, some wine. I love that part of St. Thomas. And from a ministry, perspective, I was part of the Altar Guild for a few years, and like Betty mentioned, I think in her interview, that is just such a really special thing to do.
Yes.
You get complete, alone time here in the church, and the act of just setting up the altar for the Sunday service and making sure everything's there and in place. It's just special, and something that I really valued when I did it. And I'll go back to that again at some point. I'm, of course, taking a break from that right now.
Of course, it's a great
right
busy
now,
time.
and my job's crazy, so I kind of had to step down a bit from stuff. But currently on the vestry, and I can say that that's also been such a cool thing. I've learned so much. It's very enlightening, very interesting to sit and listen to the business aspect of the church and help to make decisions and directions, set directions or be part of setting directions for the church. I find that, just a really awesome thing to be part of. So I've really enjoyed that so far, and appreciate, being able to serve in that capacity. So
It's been a big blessing having you on that.
Well,
We've got tough decisions to make sometimes, and you always come in with some good wisdom and a new way to think about something. So
thank you for that compliment. You've got some wonderful people here, and
Indeed.
lots of energy, and our vestry members are also, just really leaders in the church and very important to us too. So I enjoy being part of that.
Yes, that's great. All right, Abbie, thank you so much for taking the time for this interview. It has been a real pleasure getting to hear some more of your story and learn a bit more about God's grace in your life.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Thank you for giving me this challenge.
Indeed. The camera is always an interesting time, isn't it?
Yes.
So, anyway, thank you all for joining us as well, and we look forward to joining you for the next interview here at St. Thomas Episcopal Church. God bless you all, and take care.